Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Just an Opinion. Many sitcoms took place in the suburbs, but every now and then the families, or select members, would venture out into the wilderness to go camping. Many times it was to escape the stress of everyday life, but sometimes it was to avoid a particular person.
Right now, I don't have a care in the world.
There was always lots of laughs, but the seclusion of the wilderness also gave many characters the chance to have a heart-to-heart talk that they never seem to have time for in everyday life. But many times our favorite characters realize why they avoided the great outdoors.
This is going to be very, very comfy. Oh my God!
So today, I'm going to rank my top 12 sitcom camping episodes. Number 12 is Hanging with Mr. Cooper, Boys in the Woods. Mark takes his students camping and reluctantly adds Vanessa to the guest list.
If you don't let me go, I'm going to hold my breath till I turn blue. Okay, 7 kids.
All right, deflate. Thanks. But just don't come running to me if you see a snake or a bear.
No, I love bears. Hey, boo-boo.
They eventually find the destination cabin, but something seems a little bit off.
The temperature is now 48 degrees Fahrenheit with 15-mile-per-hour winds from the north.
Mark realizes that he's dealing with a horde of young hormones, so he separates the boys from the girls.
Baby. Oh, baby.
Mama, you better back up away from me!
Eventually, though, the cold is too much, and everyone returns to the cabin. But then there's a break-in.
Oh, man, he a brother, too. What kind of role model are you for kids?
Yeah.
Who turns out to be the actual owner of the cabin, and then the gang ends up in jail. Number 11 is the Jeffersons, the campout. George takes Marcus camping. As per usual, George, he thinks he knows everything.
Any idiot can put up a tent. Hey! That much. Hold on. Easy, I know what I'm doing here.
I don't think it's supposed to do that, Mr. Jefferson.
Ain't no tent gonna beat George Jefferson.
And, of course, nothing scares him.
Mountain lions live in mountains, not in trees. What's that? A pine cone, you lucky.
But the episode does a reversal in tone when Marcus reflects on how he never went camping with his father before he passed away. And his mood sours as he remembers his father didn't come through on many promises he made.
Look, maybe he had a good reason for not taking you before. You ever think of that? He died 2 weeks before my last birthday. And you still mad at him for not taking you camping? You don't understand.
But George helps him see things from his father's point of view.
I mean, he had to make those promises so you'd have something to look forward to. I mean, of course, without promises of things getting better, he wouldn't have had anything to go on. And your old man wouldn't have had nothing to keep him going either.
Number 10 is Home Improvement, Baby It's Cold Outside. Tim plans a romantic getaway with Jill. But his plans are changed when his boss demands that he bring the whole family and use the opportunity in the wild to film some clips for Tool Time with the camping equipment.
Wilson says he goes to this place called Crystal Lake. It's on the way up north. It's near Aunt Helen's. So I say we go to this Crystal Lake. We go look like we're camping. A couple hours, have lunch or something, videotape it, get back in the car, drop the kids off, and we are at that lodge in front of a cozy...
Isn't he worried about Jason? Things seem to come together.
By now, it should be partially erect. The tent.
Yeah.
Until Tim realizes he left the camera in the car, and then he can't find the car.
So I gotta go get my car.
Well, I parked my truck right next to it. It's 300 yards south by southeast.
Thank you, Wilson.
I'll walk with you, Tim.
Luckily, Jill holds down the fort until he returns.
Oh, thank God. I was getting worried. I heard this awful howling.
Oh, that was me. Couldn't find any leaves, had to use a pine cone.
Number 9 is Married with Children. Buck saves the day. Bud volunteers Al to take a bunch of neighborhood kids camping. Luckily, Steve joins the gang. But everything doesn't go as planned, and poor Steve has some really bad luck.
Bees!
But not to worry, Peg and Kelly will come to the rescue, right?
Peggy, did you know your phone is off the hook? What if our husbands want to call us?
That's why it's off the hook.
Stranded, Al tells the boys of some real-life horror stories.
Remember, kids, when you meet a woman, no matter how nice she is or what she looks like, remember, women get worse. They get
Older. Meaner.
Fatter?
Less compassionate.
very good.
And when all else fails, they send Buck on a mission to get help.
Oh, it's Buck.
I thought he went with the guys.
Oh, I guess not. Oh, look, he's got something in his mouth. Oh! Well, I guess he'll give it to us when he's ready.
Number 8 is Family Matters, a camping we will go. Carl plans a father-son camping trip with Eddie. A misunderstanding with Waldo leads him to joining, while Carl is adamant that Steve Urkel is not invited.
Have a great trip.
But you know Steve, he always happens to drop in unexpectedly. Carl means well, as he loves the great outdoors, but he's also a little bullhead thinking he knows everything.
I am in charge here. I'm the BC.
Bit cranky.
Boss Camper. And the Boss Camper says this is the perfect campsite.
And he even refuses Steve's generous offer to share food when the fishing doesn't go as planned. But it all hits a breaking point, or rather a flooding point, and Carl has to eat some humble pie.
You were right, and I was wrong.
Excuse me?
You know what I'm trying to say.
Number 7 is Valerie, aka the Hogan family, Babes in the Woods. The family is all set for a camping trip, but David is not too excited.
Please tell me we're having a garage sale.
Unfortunately, Michael gets called away for a flight, but Valerie still wants to brave the wilderness with the boys. David reluctantly agrees.
You're breathing good, fresh air. You're miles away from any sign of civilization. Doesn't it remind you how great it is to be alive?
Reminds me of every Friday the 13th movie I ever saw.
But doesn't mind some of the amenities that Mrs. Poole's RV has. Unfortunately, the camper is stolen. Stranded, David has some fun teasing the twins.
What was that? I don't know.
Maybe it was just that guy over there with the hockey mask.
But soon realizes his mom needs his help since she can't do this alone. Luckily, they are saved by a park ranger who even has a nice little surprise for them.
This is for you.
Yes? What is this?
It's a $50 fine. See, this is a restricted area. There are no fires allowed.
Number 6 is Kate and Allie, Odd Boy Out. Chip wants to spend more time with his dad. Everything is going great until Charles has to cancel their upcoming camping trip that included a few other boys. So it's Kate and Allie to the rescue, but unfortunately the weather is not cooperating. But the girls know how to improvise.
The idea of a seance is to let the spirits speak to you.
She means dead guys.
It takes a little bit of adjusting, but the boys soon start having fun, including a young Jonathan Brandis.
Miss Mary had a steamboat. The steamboat had a bell. Miss Mary went to heaven and the steamboat went to hello, operator. Give me number 9. And if you disconnect me, I will kick in your behind the refrigerator. There was a piece of glass. Miss Mary sat upon it and it broke her little. Ask me no more questions. I'll tell you.
Crisis is averted as Kate and Allie can bid the boys a good night.
Watch out for the bears and the monster.
Number 5 is Married with Children, the camping show. Al and Steve are all set for a guys-only fishing trip.
Come on, Peg! Time to go!
Well, now it's a family trip, and everyone is set to have a good time, except for poor Kelly.
I didn't ask to come, and I didn't ask to be born.
Peg? Well, it's her time of the month, Al.
What the hell we bring her for then?
But then things take a turn for the worse.
All three at once. What do? Give it to each other?
The guys think they can just ignore the problem, venture outdoors, until they're trapped inside the cabin by a bear outside. Al decides to make a stand to try and brave an escape to get help.
Well, he's made it through the mosquitoes. He's hurdling a beaver. Go, Al, go! Oops. A wolf. Stop.
Number 4 is Punky Brewster, The Perils of Punky. Now this was not a Halloween episode, but it is undoubtedly one of the scariest sitcom episodes ever. Punky and the gang get lost when looking for firewood on their camping trip and decide to sit tight in a cave and tell ghost stories to pass the time. They soon realize that they are not alone.
How do you do?
And Punky is oddly declared as the successor to the Native American Princess Moon. But this is quite the claim to royalty, as Punky is tasked with saving her ancestors and eventually her friends too.
You're a rotten, awful, disgusting thing!
Don't try to butter me up.
Number 3 is Sanford & Son, Camping Trip. Lamont is getting married, and before he starts his new life, he wants to spend some quality time with Fred on a camping trip. But Fred G. Sanford and the wilderness are not exactly a match made in heaven.
Come on out. I'm not afraid of you. Come on. Come on out. I'll float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Nobody out in the forest meaner than me. Come on, elephants, tigers, and gorillas. I'll whip 100 Godzillas.
Lamont attempts to have a heart-to-heart with his pop, but nature keeps intervening.
This is kind of nice, peaceful, sort of relaxing. It's a spider! That's it! As far as I'm going home in the morning. I'm ready! Oh, come on, I'm ready with your...
Things go from bad to worse, and then the truck won't start to make a getaway. Stranded, the duo start chatting and eventually enjoy themselves, and this turns into a flashback episode. And thankfully they are saved by Girl Scout Troop 104. Number 2 is 227, Babes in the Woods. Mary and Sandra take the Buttercups on a camping trip. Unfortunately, the girls fear that they are being chased by a bear.
Here it comes!
Water, food, body lotion. Oh my God, they're all dead!
And eventually, they're lost. Luckily, they find a nearby cabin, and even Park Ranger Granger shows up to help. But she's a little odd.
Ranger Granger, that's me.
Ranger Granger?
That's right, stranger.
Well, I don't care what your name is. Are we glad to see you?
Mary and Sandra then hear a radio announcement about a woman who's escaped from a mental institution. Are they referring to Ranger Granger? But then another visitor arrives.
Hi
Hi there. Nobody move. Who are you? Lucinda Merkel. The hacker? Have we met?
And it's up to the girls to save the buttercups.
Ooh, I like this dress.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
I think I'll take that too.
How the heck you will?
Come on.
No, it took some guy 2 weeks to pay for this. All you gonna do is pack it up. No.
Number 1 is Different Strokes, a camping we will go. Philip wants to get closer with Sam, so he suggests that they and Arnold take a camping trip. But Sam's father Wes shows up and pokes a little fun at Philip's idea of roughing it.
Sam and Arnold and I are going on a camping trip.
How long are you going for? 2 years? I'm just kidding, Phil, but let's face it, you do have an awful lot of equipment here.
Just the basics.
Freeze-dried fettuccine Alfredo.
Hey, that's good stuff.
And tags along for the trip.
This looks like a perfect spot to make camp, men.
You sure it's safe?
Sure it's safe.
That's easy for you to say. If a bear attacks you, it'll be a fair fight.
Philip may be a wolf of Wall Street, but after catching a cold, he realizes he's really not cut out for the wilderness.
Dad!
What?
Get off of me. Dad,
What?
wake up.
Oh, good morning.
Morning, Dad.
Good morning. I slept like a log.
I feel like I slept with a log.
Silk pajamas.
And things get worse when he and Sam get lost after gathering firewood. But after deciding to stay put, Philip realizes that they have more in common than he thought. Wes and Arnold come to the rescue, and all is well.
Hey, you know, I really had a great time out here. I want to go camping again. But next time it'll be in Central Park.
Thank you so much for watching, and please leave a comment. I'll be back soon, but I'm going to review the short-lived sitcom 10 Items or Less. I hope you check it out.